a fight on the. I guess this is the main event. I mean, I don't know who's even headlining the Wilder and the Joshua mega card that's coming out of Saudi Arabia. Uh, it looked like I'm trying to figure out which one of them in the co-main event. I would assume the co-main is like Wilder and Parker, but I mean they got both of them up there, and they're both giants. So I'm assuming shit. You might as well say both of them in the main event. I don't know how that shit really works, but anyway, this is one of the mega fights, the main fights on this card. Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. Okay, now let's get into it. So pretty much, man, this is a fight that nobody really wanted to see. Everybody already wanted this. The fight that everybody wanted to see. Everybody wanted to see Deontay Wilder versus Joshua. But if you really pay attention to this fight card, you pretty much get a good indicator on what is coming. Just put it like that. I mean, it's an indicator, but we don't know these days when it comes to boxing, man. But it looked like the Saudis, they trying to put it on for the sport, man. I gotta respect the Saudis, man. Shout out to the Saudis, man. They doing big things with boxing, bro. Gotta get them enough respect. But let's get into this fight, man. Got Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. Anthony Joshua is 26 wins in, 3 losses, 23 wins by knockout, and knocked out one time. That's by Andy Ruiz back in 2019. He lost to Andy Ruiz. Then he got his belts back against Andy Ruiz. Then he came off. Then he knocked out Kubrat Pulev. Then fought Usyk, lost his belts, and then tried to get his belts back again. Lost that fight. Then came back and did a unanimous decision against Jermaine Franklin. And then he comes back and gets a knockout over Robert Helenius in 2023. So Joshua had a good run this year, pretty much, man. I mean, he still ain't looked the best in the ring. He's still questionable to me, man. His mentality for the sport, man. I think after that Andy Ruiz loss, it kind of did something to him, man. But he got the KO. His last fight was a knockout. 7th round knockout against Robert Helenius. Everybody like to compare. Oh, man, he went longer with Helenius than Wilder did. So what? He still got the fucking knockout. If he didn't get the knockout, people would be complaining, oh, man, he couldn't even knock out Robert Helenius. Wilder knocked him out. So now everybody's paying attention to how long it take to get a knockout now. It's like, come on, man. The dude got the knockout. Even if he didn't get the knockout, he got a win. That's what matters, right? He won. 7th rounds. Knocked him out. And then now he's fighting Otto Wallin, a guy that gave Fury a really tough fight. All right. But Anthony Joshua, man, very robotic fighter. It looks like he's still trying to find himself, man. He's 34 years old, 6'6" with an 82-inch arm reach, extremely long arms, big dude, 88% knockout ratio. So he has heavy power, very good punching power, enough to put your lights out. All right. Some would say he's a scary fighter. He's chinny. I heard it all, man. But listen, I seen him take some good thunder from some shots from a lot of fighters, man. He still kept coming, man. He's game, but his heart is kind of like questionable because the sport take a lot out of you. So I don't know, man, where his heart is, if his head is even in it anymore. But I mean, he got the knockout. He's still in the sport. He's still boxing. He don't even have to box if he don't want to anymore. But he's still here for a reason. All right, so very robotic, stiff fighter. Technical. He has a good jab. Kind of like on a flat-footed end. Pretty decent uppercuts. His speed. I mean, you could say he's a mediocre when it comes to the speed. Not really a really fast dude. but he ain't the slowest. So I would say Anthony Joshua's speed is probably mediocre. All right. He's a good fighter. He just, like I said, when he applies himself, he's an excellent fighter when he applies himself. But seems like he limits himself with his mentality. It kind of like limits him. You know what I mean? When he take that limiter off, he's dangerous. All right. Then we got Otto Wallin. He stands at 26 wins, 1 loss, 14 wins by knockout, 53% KO ratio. He's 32 years old, bit younger than Joshua, 6'5", 78-inch arm reach. They almost have the same dimensions. He just a slight bit shorter than Joshua. He has a 2-inch less arm reach. So Joshua got the reach and a slight, ever so slight height advantage over him. He's just a little older than him, and he doesn't have the knockout power that Joshua has. Otto Wallin, he's more of a patient volume puncher, man. More of a, he comes forward, picks his punches well, good body puncher. He's a volume puncher, like I said. He's gonna come forward and pick his shots and try to piece you up to a victory, man. And if it's a knockout, it comes. Against Fury, man, he showed a lot of grit, determination. He was able to bust up Fury pretty good. He busted up his eye real good in that fight. A lot of people think he beat Fury, but he didn't. When Fury started pouring it on, and Fury just took the fight from him. You know. So how does this fight look though against Joshua? I think a lot of it depends on which Joshua we get, bro. If we get the Joshua that's like if we get the Joshua that came to fight like Ruiz in the second fight, outboxer, this will end up being like a technical matchup. I think Wallin could win. If Joshua fight like that, if he boxes him, Wallin will beat him on points. I think he'll outbox Joshua. But if Joshua come in there with the intent to destroy Otto Wallin, is done. I think he'll cook him within like maybe 8 rounds. If Joshua comes in as a pressure fighter behind a jab or something like that, he can hurt Wallin and get him out. Wallin's never been knocked out though. He's tough. Tough Swedish fighter, man. And he's a southpaw. So this fight, I think it's all about the Joshua we see in the ring, bro. And judging by Joshua's fight, Joshua's last fight against who was it? Yeah, against Robert Helenius, I would say we're gonna probably get a mixed bag from him, man. We probably will get a little bit of pressure and then some outbox skills. Some pressure or some outboxing. You probably get a mixture of them. And like I said, it depends on which one he brings the most. I think still if he goes in there and outboxes while he tries to box Wallin, I can see him clipping Wallin with something big and wobbling him and probably stopping him. This will probably be the first time we see Wallin be stopped. I think Joshua probably will stop him late. But Wallin's boxing skills are probably going to give Joshua some issues early on in the fight. But I see Joshua adjusting to that, getting up in Otto Wallin late, probably clip him with a left or something like that he don't see coming, and then he probably drop him and probably stop him. I say round 8 stoppage for Anthony Joshua. I know that's going on the limb. A lot of y'all are like, nah, man, it's not going to happen. Nah, Wallin's too much of a boxer. He moves too good. He definitely moves around much better than Joshua. He has good footwork. That's quite possibly might save him in this fight, is out of Wallin's slightly better footwork. He's not the best on his feet either, but he has better footwork to me than Joshua does. He moves around a bit better than Joshua. All right. Joshua always reminded me of a fucking big-ass G.I. Joe. Like, he's really big at top, like a lot of like the muscle, which is kind of bad though, man. It'll gas you out. But I still see Joshua ending this fight, catching Wally late, maybe around, like I said, round 8. So I'm going for my prediction for this fight. Anthony Joshua, uh, 8-round stoppage against Otto Wallin. If we don't get the stoppage, if he don't stop Wallin, I could see Wallin beating him on the cards too. If he don't, he gotta stop him. If he don't stop him, Wallin wins by decision. That's why I said it depends on what Joshua shows up. If he goes in there like I'm taking this fight, he beats him, knocks him out 8th round. If he doesn't, we got him losing to Wallin on the cards. But I think Joshua, his spirit, I think he got that last knockout. I think that's probably gonna give him a lot of confidence to go in there and get another one. So I'm going with Joshua, 8th round stoppage of Otto Wallin. Let me know what y'all think. Drop a comment. This is your boy, Rebel Like Boxing. Catch y'all later on the next one. And I'm out.